Hello, welcome to Dwarf Fortress again. I've picked an embark site. It straddles 3 biomes. At the bottom of this mountain, so we have a rocky wasteland, which is very hot. Scarce trees, sort of a good thing, actually, because you sometimes end up with hundreds of logs if you don't get anything below sort of heavily forested. Scarce vegetation, untamed wilds. I've generated this world in Perfect World. There's like a big mountain range down the middle, and to the east of that is just wilderness. It's so savage that nobody has settled there ever. But I thought this place is more interesting. It's still pretty savage. I got a massive glacier up to the north as well. Just north of this mountain there's a bunch of goblins. There's a lot of humans around here. There are elves and dwarves as well. Let's have a look at the other biomes though. Just on the edge of an ocean here. Whenever you use Perfect World, it puts this one tile ocean around the entire map. I don't know why it does that. It might be something wrong that I'm doing. So that one's called the Routed Waters, the Desert of Quieting, Routed Waters, and the Terrifying Mountain, the Barbs of Wearing. No trees, scorching temperature, scarce vegetation. Sadly, there are no shallow metals, only deep metals. We do have Fluxstone. So we could embark with some iron, hopefully, and get some steel out of it. I always like to embark with iron and coal, so I'll try that. I've also got sand and clay, so you can't argue with that. So the world is called the Wondrous Dimension, and this continent is the Flickering Island. Let us embark. Yeah, salt water. Let's prepare carefully. So I want a miner, obviously, and I'm going to try and build a cavern fort. So they're going to be a proficient miner to start off with. Woodcutter, that's the wrong dwarf. Let me just remember the controls, there we go. I'd just be woodcutter and a carpenter. Might as well be an architect. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. It's just a waste of a point. I'll have a mason and an engraver. And I would like armor smith, weaponsmith. Because I've got a feeling we may have some unpleasant wildlife. Furnace operator. It's probably best off being a different person, I think. Yep. Let's see. We need a farmer, don't we? Somebody to provide food. Grower. And somebody to brew and cook. And that's not an amazing skills setup, but yeah, let's see, what's this one? There's so many skills now. I'm gonna pick like a broker or something. Let's have it be the farmer. We have the farmer be a praiser, and I'll have this guy be an organizer. And what were you again? You were the woodcutter, weren't you? Yes, so you can be the record keeper, because you're probably not very busy at any point. Right. Items. I'm terrible at embark profiles, by the way, in case anybody didn't already know that yet. They're always very inefficient. Let's see. Let's not bring any rock nuts, though. Particularly useful. Well, they are actually, but hamster liver. I mean, I guess, if that's what you want. I can't imagine that's a very filling food. Let's bring thousands of plump helmets, because you can never have too many of those. Well, if we're embarking down into a cavern... oh, I used all my points. When did plump helmets cost 4 points? That's bullshit. I guess they're very useful, but... wow. Let's not bring any quivers or buckets or anything like that. I'll bring a splint and a crutch, though. I presume they're in pairs. We need a 2 cat. 2 cat. There we go. And some dogs as well, I guess. Where are the female dogs? War dog. Oh, there you are. Strangely separated. Don't need any of the rest of these, I guess. I think I might actually try and catch some cavern creatures and train them. So what I would look for now is some stones. Here we go. Let's see, what do we have access to? Gold nuggets. Okay. Well, we've got iron ore there, magnetite. Native aluminum, which somehow costs more than gold nuggets. It's very rare to find aluminum in its native form. Yeah, what I would like is some kind of coal. If you have any. Oh, yes, there we go. Bituminous coal. It costs the same as, like, non-economic rock as well. So I'll take a shitload of that, as much as I can, really. Like, I would rather even just embark with as much of this as I can afford, rather than take iron. Because it's so good. Yeah, because that only leaves like 50 points left. I think for each piece of coal you get 8 pieces of coke. So that's 800. So that's enough for about 800 metal reactions. Is that too much? I think that's too much. Alright, let's turn it down a bit. Let's take 50 instead. And let's go back to stone. Let's see what else. So if I take iron ore, I'm really only going to be able to take like 4 of them. 7. 7, yes. That's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. It's enough to make instruments, I guess. Weapons, because those only take 1 each. But by the time anybody arrives to actually use them, the caravan will arrive and I could make some more. So what else have I got available anyway? Also just buy a breastplate. I mean, 150 points for an iron breastplate. It takes, what is it, 3 pieces of iron to make one? Yeah, it's not really worth it, is it? I gotta mull it over, you know? Cages could be interesting. I could bring... There is sand there. But I could bring sand, because I know that I'll need like at least 1 charcoal to start off the coke reactions. So it's under powders, isn't it, sand? Yeah. It's not available though. This is under extracts. Turtle blood. Lovely. Yeah, because if you bring sand, you get 1 bag per piece of sand. So I'm not going to go overboard this time, but I'll bring like 10 sand. There we go. Gives us a head start on stuff. Leather. Some of that's quite cheap. Some of it's more expensive. Giant grizzly bear leather. Giant cave toad leather. I didn't know these had different values, to be quite honest. Rhinoceros leather, 25. Interesting. I could bring some logs as well. We got any featherwood? That stuff is great, because it hardly weighs anything. Fungi wood. I'm not seeing featherwood. That doesn't mean it's not there, but... no, okay. Alright, I will bring some magnetite then. 7 points left. Let's, an extra plump helmet and an extra coal. So there we got a pick, an axe, an anvil, booze, seeds, hamster livers. Got some thread. I could take the bags out actually, since I'm bringing the sand. That's an extra 100 points, Jesus. More magnetite. An extra 4 points. Let's bring 4 more sandbags for makeup. Ah, the ropes as well. They're so expensive. We don't need ropes that early. More magnetite. Yeah, if I take that, some of this cloth, 13 magnetite, and there, okay, I'm gonna stop fiddling with it now, because that's just crazy. Furnace Death is the first name that's come up. I'm not gonna change that, that's amazing. Considering it is a scorching biome at the bottom of a terrifying mountain. Corridor of Folds. Sounds a bit kinky. Let's see. I don't know, I mean these are all great really, but... the confident call, the kindled trumpet. Now that sounds kinky. Alright, we'll go with that as a group name. Does it stay with that? Yeah, okay. That's it. I'm gonna save this embark profile. Amazing embark profile. What? Don't change. There we go. And I'm gonna press embark, and we'll see what random wildlife comes up as the giant leopards. It's usually dingoes, but this time we have giant leopards. So I shall see you in Sarveshråsh, Furnace Death, and that's a bit of a tongue twister. Sarveshråsh. Okay, I'll see you there.